Alright, I think we are officially live. Wanted to make a video on why I can't sell my 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait to see us hopping on the chat here. I'm still learning how to use this, so excuse me while I learn this. Let me see. Live chat, come on. There you go. I think we are live. Okay, cool. I can't really see it though. Us hopping on the chat here. I think we are live. Alright, I think we are officially live. Wanted to make a video on why I can't. Okay, so we are live. Okay, just wanted to confirm. Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. This is officially my second one that I do, so I've been having technical difficulties. But I just wanted to talk about the story of my 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was my first project car back in 2012. And I've had it for, I want to say, what, it's been like 13 years now? And I'm starting to feel a little bit old, but it's the one car that I've never been able to get rid of. And quite frankly, I don't ever see myself getting rid of it, period. So I kind of wanted to talk about my story, how it all started, and I was looking back through my Instagram, and I went all the way through the bottom just to kind of see like the origin. And all I can tell you guys is that was the one car that I built with just true authentic passion. And this was way before like social media was a thing. So I think Instagram came out in 2013. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys in a little bit. In this video, we're going to go over pricing for the Mitsubishi Eclipse platform. We're going to go over the separate trims. I kind of want you guys to kind of interact in the chat and in the comment section below as far as you guys letting me know if you would sell your car. So I'm hopping on the chat now. There's 17 of you guys live now. I do apologize, guys, if you guys have been trying to join the chat previously. I'm still figuring out this whole thing, and these live streams will get better. So I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to everyone in the chat. We have Skywater Garage. Let's go. What's up, man? Wyatt Millet. Wyatt is honestly, I feel like he's like an OG. He's always commenting, always on all the videos, so I appreciate you, man. And I met him at Mitsubishi Owners Day. We have Salsa Verde. This is live, right? Yes, this is live, man. Yo, what's good? GZFR. Do you know how much decent GSXs cost nowadays? So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So, okay, so we are currently on the internet, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up Haggerty. So if you guys don't know what Haggerty is, they're basically an insurance company that insurances classic cars. I have my cars insured through them, and you could go to like the valuation tool on their website, find the car you're looking for, and I went ahead and pulled up the prices for the 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. So when it comes to the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX 1995 to 1999, you have the RS, which is the base, the GS, which is the non-turbo, and then you have the GST, which is the turbo front-wheel drive, and then you have the GSX, which is the all-wheel drive turbo model with the 4G63, and that's the one that everyone basically wants. So if I go on Haggerty and I look up the 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, we are pulling up stats all the way back from 2017. And as you guys can see, we have different conditions. So we have fair condition, good condition, excellent condition, and concourse condition. These type of conditions just basically reflect how good of a condition the car is in. For the most part, the Mitsubishi Eclipse in general, they're just beat. So if you're going to get one, for the most part, it's just going to need a complete rebuild. It's just going to need a lot of stuff, right? So usually the clean ones, they tend to have like owners that have had them for a while, and it does take a lot of money just to get them in good, decent condition. So fair condition back in 2016, we're talking $5,000 for an Eclipse GSX, which to some people back in the day, that was still very expensive, because back when I got into the DSM, which was 2012, I was able to get a Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX for like $1,000, and I would see them everywhere in the junkyard. So for the guy that asked about the pricing, from 2016, fair condition, $5,300. Good condition, 9,200. Excellent condition, 16,100. Concours edition, which is basically like a low mile pristine one, 24,000. I never saw a GSX sell for that much all the way up until recently. So if you guys aren't aware with the markets, I think a GSX just recently sold for $63,000 on Bring a Trailer. This is for a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX on some Evo 10 wheels. But this just goes to show kind of where the market is going in regards to these cars. So back in March, one sold for 22,000, 16,000, 21,000, 20,000. This one sold for 13,000, 21,000, 24,000, 63,000. 29,000 and 33,000. So those numbers are insane because I got mine for extremely cheap. So before we hop into like my Instagram, we're actually going to go all the way back to like my very first post. But I kind of wanted to tell you guys like kind of like my story in regards to like how I got into the Mitsubishi Eclipse platform. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the camera here. And yeah, so here is a picture of me when I was like 8 or 9, and that behind there is my dad's Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. It was a 1996, and then back there you have an EF hatch as well. I used to hate that car. I always thought it was hideous, but I was a huge fan of the Mitsubishi Eclipse. So ever since then, my dad actually told me that he was going to give it to me as my first car. He never did. This is a story I always tell, but this is primarily the reason. This is the Miguel that basically initially got into cars. So besides that, during that time period, I was also into gaming. So I was playing a lot of video games. I was playing Need for Speed Underground 1. I have Need for Speed Underground 2. I got into Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon. So we are going to actually, I hooked up my Nintendo GameCube for to be able to live stream it. So we're going to go ahead and play a little bit towards the end of the video. But I kind of wanted to tell you guys like this story, right? So let's get back into the screen share, but let me go ahead and go through the chat real quick. There's a lot of you guys in here. What's up, Miguel? I love the DSM been following for a while. Thank you, man. I don't really post too much content about it. It's just been sitting in my backyard. There's nothing really wrong with it, but I just don't. It doesn't really have priority right now. So we got Stevie in the house. What's up, man? Give me a ride in the VR4, Miguel. I need to get it running. So I'm actually going to be filming a 3000 GT video this Thursday. And we're going to be doing a POV video after we take it to the alignment shop. I'm also going to be dropping a Mitsubishi Evo Dyno Day vlog this Thursday as well. So stay tuned for that. And then Skywater Garage said, I feel it, bro. I still have my 95 all-wheel drive Talon. Named my son Talon after that car. He's now 12, so he'll be driving it in a few years. It's been off the road since 2016. Can't wait to build it with him. That's awesome, man, honestly. And Talon is such a cool name. And you're doing wonders for the world because I'd do the same with my kid if I had one. So, Two Pig asked, do you still have the RSX, Miguel? No, man, I sold it. I got it painted in Tijuana, and then the day after, someone wanted to buy it, so I didn't even get to enjoy it. But I've had it for a decent amount of time. So, Shaq says a decent GSX can go for 7 to 10K depending on what area of the country you're in. I agree. If you stay tuned to the Mitsubishi Facebook groups, you could actually find them for pretty decent deals. For some reason, though, I feel like the DSMers in the Facebook groups, like they tend to bring the value of these cars down because they've been around them for so long that they're kind of used to like the $3,000, $4,000 prices of them back in the day. But if you have like a new enthusiast or someone that hasn't been in the scene for a while or just doesn't really know much about the platform, they see these $20,000 prices and they don't really bat an eye. They understand that it's a car that, in my opinion, revolutionized the tuning scene back in the early 2000s, and it basically made a name for itself, right? We had obviously Need for Speed, but obviously Fast and the Furious 1, which it was the main hero car, right? So let me check out the comments. Mr. Evil 9, let me buy your car. I got $5 cash. Yes, screen share and voice chats are working. Yes, so last live stream, guys, it wasn't really working. I'm trying to make these better, so the more I practice, the better they'll get, I promise. So yeah, they're just beat. Yeah, man. Like honestly, when it comes to most 90s cars, they're overpriced and they're all beat up. So it's just one thing that you have to acknowledge, that if you are going to get into a project like that, you are going to one, spend a lot of money, be mechanically inclined, or be ready to spend money on a mechanic or someone that knows what they're doing, because They're special cars. Now, do I prefer this over a brand new car off the dealership? Yes, because it involves more of you. And if you're an enthusiast, you understand that when you do things with your car, like when you work on your car and you have these experiences with your car, you do build like some sort of bond versus just buying like a brand new car and not really doing much with it. It's not the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So I've had my Eclipse since 2012. I pretty much have worked on it throughout time, which we'll go over right now. But that's the bond that I've been able to kind of have with that car, and it's a huge reason as to why I can't sell it is because I've lived like my whole car enthusiast career per se has been around the DSM. Like my Instagram name is Miguel DSM. It's the car that started everything for me. It's the car that I started making content on social media with, and it's the car that kind of put my name out there in regards to just like, for example, doing the Evo swap, right? So before we hop on the screen share, I'm gonna go ahead and check the chat one more time. How do you feel about your homie Danny selling his DSM? I see it on a marketplace. I know, I saw that too, man. I'm kind of sad about it because I thought it was one of those cars that he would keep forever. But at the end of the day, I don't really know. I haven't really talked to him, but hopefully he keeps it. But from my understanding, he didn't really drive it, so I completely understand where he's coming from in regards to that. So I don't blame him if he's trying to sell it. And I don't blame anyone if they were ever trying to sell the car, because sometimes we have, like, for example, like financial situations where you can't really, it's not really worth it to keep it, or you have other priorities, like you want to fund a business or you have kids, you have rent to pay. Like sometimes selling a car off like that is kind of more of like a duty to you. And although it does suck, like it's just life necessities, right? So the Eclipse for me would be the last car I would sell. Like I think I would sell the EK hatch first, then the VR4, and then the Evo, and then the Eclipse if I had to, like if there was a list. But for me, these guys, like these cars are like my base. I don't ever want to get rid of them, and I'm going to try my best to, have a space for them with me and then build them over time. Like as far as being a car enthusiast is something that I want to do for my lifetime, because it's something that I've been passionate for forever, man. Like I said, like ever since I started Need for Speed Underground, this is where I learned how to modify cars. Like, yeah, I was like a racer. I was modifying cars like this, and I actually found them like aesthetic. But over time, it's like an acquired taste, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing the screen with you guys one more time, and we're gonna go on my Instagram here, and we're gonna go ahead and go all the way to the bottom, which is what I did earlier. And I kind of want to tell you guys like a visual story of my Eclipse when I barely got it, based off how I was posting content on social media. So this is something I tell you guys to do no matter what, because making content on social media with cars, I could see how a lot of people hate it because it almost feels like everyone's doing it. But I started doing it way back when Instagram came out. So I was doing it for the sake of documenting. I wasn't aware of what Instagram and all this social media thing would be now. But I posted this picture back in January 3 of 2013. So I had barely gotten my cars. I didn't know what to do with cars. Like I was just barely like learning the basics. And as you guys can see here, I remember I changed my license plate over to the side because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I bought some HIDs for like $50 because I thought they looked cool. I blacked out my side markers. I bought some JDM headlight tint for the fog lights. And then I plasti dipped my wheel. So back in the day, plasti dip was like the thing to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys a quick visual of my build over time. And here's a picture of my second DSM. So this was my 1996 Mitsubishi Eclipse GST. This was my first 4G63, and that car, it gave me a lot of issues, but it gave me the DSM experience. I ended up selling it for a profit, and I used that money to put into the car. But just looking at my Instagram way back in the day from 2013, this was what Instagram was about. It was just posting pictures and experiences. You would have like your woman crush Wednesdays. Like I was super young. Like I had the Justin Bieber hair going on. Like I was barely getting into the car scene. I didn't know what I was doing. As you guys can see here, it's just like I was just taking pictures with like my iPhone. Like I don't know what was out there, like iPhone 7, iPhone 6. I had painted my wheels gold, so I had a vision. As you guys can see, my car looked very similar to how it looks now, but except I didn't have any money. Like I was working my first job. It was like I was a cashier at a 99-cent store. And I remember I was just like working like full time and making like $200 a week, and every time I would get my paycheck on that Friday, I would hop on eBay and buy like a strut bar or something stupid. But as you guys can see here, I had like a banner because I had joined like my first car club. We didn't really know what we are doing, but we are just hanging out, and I had painted my wheels gold. So this is the very beginning. This is my GST. Like I said, I painted the wheels. I had stock wheels. I didn't have money to modify the cars. I just had them. I thought they looked cool. So this is when I got my front lip. This is, you can still get this on eBay. Probably the best looking lip for this car, but it breaks super easily. This is when I started putting money into it. So I got some inky RPF ones in black. I got some European style taillights. So these weren't really popular back then. Like very few DSMs had them. And I remember getting these. I also got the carbon fiber from a company called Special Carbon Fiber. I had some Rally Armor mud flaps. I was still on turbo, so a lot of you guys that know the Eclipse now, that car was actually a non turbo. Now it has an Evo swap and everything, but back in the day, like it wasn't anything special. It was an Eclipse GS. I started hanging out with the DSM groups down here in SoCal. We started going up the canyons, and this was before social media. So this to me was like my peak experience with like the car scene in general, because like I said, like it was just so different. I was going up the canyons with a car. Like this was my daily driver. I was driving it everywhere, and yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, this is my Eclipse GST. Always breaking down on tow trucks. So this, I had bought some brand new Inky RPF ones. So then I put Brembos on the Eclipse, which was, I got made fun of because I put Brembos on a non-turbo Eclipse with like 140 horsepower. And I was just like a little ricer. I put like a splitter at some like APR canards here. I had like a Twerking Miley banner. It's just like, it's like the faces of a car enthusiast. Like it's a skill in itself, and you do have to develop it over time. But like back in the day, like I was just like a little ricer. I also used to ride my CBR. Um, it's a little bit cringe to look back at these pictures, but these were the good old days. So as you guys can see here, I had put Brembos on my Eclipse here. I had yellow fob, headlight tint, and I was just basically like experiencing just different things with the car, right? So I got some gram lights. This is when I put the black gram lights on the Eclipse. It looks super good. And then Instagram started kind of blowing up on that aspect, like in regards to like posting content, and I just started basically documenting my build. So this is when I started focusing more on performance. So this is an Evo 8 Turbo, and that's when I basically started to decide to I wanted to Evo swap it because I was being made fun of by the other 4G63 guys. This is the day at Mitsubishi Owners Day, 2015. This is crazy. Good old day. So Mitsubishi Owners Day was just like a huge meet every year, and it was always packed. Like I really wish I was able to like document this with like the YouTube stuff, but man, just looking back at these pictures is crazy. But anyways, I was being made fun of by the turbo guys because I had like a non-turbo Eclipse. It was clean and everything. I had Brembos, but like it lacked power, right? So I kind of, like I said, like I had some sort of resentment, and I wanted to start focusing on making this thing fast. So that's when I started basically focusing on accumulating parts to start on the Evo swap. This was back in 2015, guys. Like this, I didn't even do YouTube. Like I decided to like just like do a swap that I've never done before with my buddies, and we pulled the motor out of the car here. I had barely gotten my Evo. This is back when memes were a thing. That's crazy, man. Like these were like to me like the peak experiences of just being a car enthusiast. Like we're building cars for like just for us. Like this car was built with so much passion, man. Like I had a mission with this car. So right here we had put the Evo 8 motor in here. And it was just basically like a bunch of custom fab work, and I was just figuring out stuff. Like I was still using the forums. And let's see here, what else we got? Yeah, we're getting it running here, so as you guys can see, the engine bay isn't the cleanest, but it was just, we're just figuring out the kinks with it. So back in February 5th of 2017 is when we actually got it running. So it was barely running. It was on a stock map. It wasn't really fast. It was still front wheel drive. And that's basically when I actually started driving it as it was. So it was officially Evo swapped. It wasn't tuned, but it had an Evo motor, and I proved all the GST and GSX owners wrong at the day, right? So I felt like the coolest kid on the block. This is back in 2017. Like these years for me, guys, like this is the like the car scene today has nothing on this. Like these were just car meets every day, doing stuff with my friends. Like you didn't really have too much like responsibilities per se. And then I slowly started like getting like the nice parts, right? So I got some Takata harnesses, I got the planted seat brackets for like the bright seats, I got the ETS intercooler piping. Like I kind of started doing more and more, right? So here it is at Mitsubishi Owners Day 2017. I was with the Inland DSM guys, and I truly do miss these days. I got some like Brid Bios 3 seats right here, 2017. They still look good till this day. I had my Evo. Damn, like I was just doing like. So this is when I started doing more stuff with. This is when I barely got my Evo. Look at this. This is the dealership I got it in. I was actually supposed to pick up this Mitsubishi Evo 8 in silver. I actually wanted a silver to kind of match the Eclipse. But this one came in that same day, and it was $1,000 more expensive. But it had the wheels, it had coilovers, it had the carbon fiber front lip. It was an Evo 9 with less miles. So the Evo 9 is 1 year production only, and the Evo 8 is 03 to 05. So the Evo 9 would just hold more value. So I ended up going home with a graphite gray. I modified it a little bit. But yeah, like I had like a lot of experiences. I got a carbon fiber spoiler here. I looked. So this is back in like, I don't know, like Instagram back in these days was actually fun and cool. Like this is what I miss, man. Like it was just like no stories, nothing like that. Like it wasn't. I was just documenting my build. It's crazy, man. Here's a picture with Lazy. So Lazy was pretty much like one of my best friends back in the day when it comes to the car scene. He became a firefighter, so I haven't really seen him in a while, but he was a huge reason as to why we were actually able to finish this car. He was just really, he was really good with cars, and he just knew what he was doing, and he just always helped me. So here I got a hood for it. It doesn't pop up, but I wasn't much of a fan of it. I actually got it painted later. Here it is. This is when I started making YouTube content. Yeah, so December 6th, 2018. 5 things I hate about my Eclipse video is now live. This video actually went viral, but that's when I started making YouTube. So it was already like I started making content in regards to YouTube after it was Evo Swap. So this car was built just straight out of passion, and like I wanted to prove the turbo guys wrong with this car, right? So this was my first project car, and it was just like I had built so much like I don't know, man. Like it's just like that bond with this car was always special. It was like the underdog car for me. And it's just kind of the car that just kind of set it off for me. Here I have the hood freshly painted. I actually wasn't a fan of how it looked. Like the car has like a clean look. This hood is more for like aggressive cars. The fitment wasn't good, as you guys can see here, and I actually needed hood pins to actually make it sit there. So just quick announcement, by the way, do not buy from this company. This is Carbonetics. That company owes a lot of people money in the DSM community. I was actually going to make a video in regards to that right after I've stopped going, but I would just rather let karma do its thing. But do not buy from that company. If I was you, just stay away if you can. Anyways, here is where we actually started the all-wheel drive swap in my garage, and this is back in 2019. And this is where I was just making YouTube videos with my homies every weekend. And this was probably it's crazy to look back because like I was living probably like the best years of my like car enthusiast life at the time, and I didn't even know it. Like I don't have the same feeling of joy that I had back then, like when I was doing this with my friends. Like even though I'm still like doing stuff with the cars, like it doesn't feel the same. And I don't know if it's because I'm older. You guys let me know how you guys feel. But like back then when I was just younger, like in my early 20s, like right here, oh, it doesn't even pop up. But dude, I was just so happy. I was just so happy. Like look, like we had pulled the motor out. I was basically doing everything for the all-wheel drive conversion. I had the transmission here. Like it was a project car that we just went through everything. And I still want to go ahead and do like a redo on the build, but I'm not sure at what point in time I'm gonna be able to do that. Like I want to get a garage first, get the funds to be able to redo everything, paint the car, and just make this thing look like really, really clean, right? So I was Flintstoning it here. Like that is just true. Like that was like true, authentic happiness at the time, man. Like I was just, life was good. Here's a picture of my pug. She passed away recently. Her name was Bella. I miss her. Um, but yeah, I started driving it. We finished the swap here. This is pretty much around the time where I was finishing the car, and we're getting ready to pretty much get it tuned. Yeah, this is where we both got started right here. He's alive! They're moving! When we made it all They're moving! That's crazy, man. This is... Like, there's so much passion behind this car, and I kind of feel sad because I don't even drive the car as much anymore, but... We were having issues with it afterwards. It was, like, leaking gas. It was breaking all the time. Here's my homie Carlos with this car. I'm not sure if they still have them, but... I hope that this is the DSM headquarters. So I would pretty much go over their house every weekend and we would pretty much work on our cars. This was my other Eclipse. This is a 420A. We boosted it, blew the motor like 3 times. Like this car gave me so many issues. So yeah, like when you buy a Mitsubishi Eclipse, like you're bound to have issues. But when you have friends like this, where it was like a weekend thing to just hang out and just have fun, like it made the DSM experience in itself so much more funner. Like I don't think I could do that now. So this is when I got the roll cage on it. It's insane, man. Like another picture at DSM headquarters. So this car is actually currently on marketplace. This is Danny's. He got it painted purple. I think he's asking like 8K if you guys are interested. I think it's a really good deal because he put a lot of money, time, and it's a very special car. So, damn, dude. This is when I blew the transmission on the Evo. I blew the head gasket on the Eclipse. This is a super street feature. So yeah, I was doing a Super Street magazine feature on this thing, and I blew the head gasket trying to launch it, and then I went ahead and fixed it. This is when I went standalone ECU with the AEM dash, CSF radiator, and then we got it tuned over at Road Race. And it made 440 to the wheels and 413 torque. This thing was really fast. Like the night I went home from that tuning session, it took us forever. Dude, it was like the best feeling in the world. I can't explain it. So yeah, like this is Lazy's car right here. He got it painted as well. Like this was back when it was just cool. Like it was just it caught fire here. I actually started crying right after because luckily I had some coolant in the rear and I was able to put the fire out because this fire extinguisher actually didn't it didn't work. So yeah, I almost lost the car that day. This was back in 2020 around COVID. Went to the Fast and the Furious house. I was doing a bunch of stuff with my friends. TikTok came out right here. Like it's crazy looking back now. Like this is where I got the T37s for the car. Like the car started coming together really, really nicely. I got my VR4. Let me know if you guys want a video on that as well. And then what I want to tell you guys about this is like my content also started getting better. So I was documenting on YouTube, posting short form. I was trying to take YouTube more seriously and I started getting better and I started seeing like results and it's something that I want to tell you guys. Like if you guys want to make content around cars, this is the best way to do it. Like if you're passionate, show that to others because a lot of people are going to be able to relate to you in that way. So around this time, I wasn't really driving anymore. It was just mainly sitting. Yeah, it just sat for a while actually. I started focusing more on the 3000 GT. It was giving me a lot of issues. Here's a picture with all 3 cars together. Times were different after COVID. They're very different. I wasn't as happy as I was pre-COVID. I don't know if that happens to you guys as well, but I got my RSX. That thing was beat, but we got it looking good eventually. This is when I started going to TJ. Let's check out the chat real quick. I haven't looked at you guys. There's a lot of you guys on here. Um, is it cheaper to paint a car in TJ? Yes, it's way cheaper. I have a buddy that charges 2,500. If you're interested, shoot me a message on Instagram. Love your story. Is your dad's GSX still around? So honestly, no. I wish I could find it. I see the plate number here. If you guys own a GSX and it has the plate number from California, 3PZF239, or if you're able to find it for me, I'd love to get it back for him. Like to give it to him, honestly, because he had to sell it. Well, he traded it into a Toyota dealership to get a Corolla because he needed transportation for all of us as a family. So the GSX was a two-door. We're getting bigger as kids, and it wasn't really functional. But him and my mom would always tell me that they would get speeding tickets on it and that it made like a cool turbo sound. So if you happen, let me see. I can't believe my 2006 Evo 9 MR is 20 years old on. I know, man. Time is flying. Like I was looking back at these pictures and I was like, it felt like just yesterday, and it's just crazy to see how much times have changed and how things are different now. Like the car scene isn't the same, and I'm not here to like be like depressive about it, but it's like anyone that experienced like the car scene back in the day understands what I'm talking about. Like here, I pretty much had the car like in a way complete. Like I could still paint the car. There's still like little details that I can change on it, but I was primarily happy with it. This is where I got my EK hatch. I traded it for my motorcycle. Um, this is where I got the 911 shell. Like that's what's cool about social media. It's like I just document everything, and a lot of good things I think could happen just by documenting. Like people support you, man. Like people buy your merch, buy your products. You get brand deals. Like there's companies that want to work with you just because they relate to you, or they see that authenticity through you, and they see that you're passionate about what you're doing, right? So nowadays I feel like, especially with the social media thing, it's like people are now doing it for the wrong reasons, and it's just like it's just not the same, man. So let me see. DSM has nice lines. I've always felt like the DSM, it was just it's been timeless, man. Like it's never going to age. Like look at this. Like that's stock, guys. All it has is like it's lowered on some wheels and a lip kit. Like obviously it's modified, but that's still original paint. Like tell me what other car nowadays looks that good. Like it's just it looks nice. Um you can't do that with a new car nowadays. And yeah, this is pretty much it. So let's go back to the full screen here. So let's look at the chat. I just got a bunch of nostalgia just from looking at all those pictures. Man, how much do you think an Ego Talent? So the Ego Talents is pretty much the same thing when it comes to the 2G DSMs or 1Gs. A lot of people don't know what they are. I used to have a 98 Ego Talent. It was non-turbo. Gave me a lot of issues, but I think they're worth a little bit less just because it doesn't have like the same reputation to like the average person as like a Mitsubishi Eclipse does. Like I feel like the average person would recognize an Eclipse and know what it is. An Ego Talent is kind of it's rare, but it's you have to know what you're looking for or what you want, right? So let's see. I like the YT37s and the DSM. Oh, those were the gram lights. Those are the wheels off the Evo. After I had my kids, I haven't really worked on my car, but I have a 92 Eclipse GSX. I have my two girls, and I don't know if I should keep the car because of both girls. Honestly, man, keep the car. Everyone that I've talked to in regards to them selling their Eclipses or GSMs, they regret it down the line because, like, yeah, you might need the money in the moment, or you might feel like you need to spend that on the girls instead. But if you're able to just kind of put it to the side for now and come back to it later, like, there's nothing wrong with that. So one thing I must tell you guys is like don't overextend yourself to modify your car, build your car just to be able to post on social media or to impress others. Like build at your pace. Like it's easy to compare yourself online. I always say this, like you see everyone building these crazy rad builds, but it's like the economy isn't really the best right now. And like myself personally, like I'm holding myself back from spending money on a lot of these cars. So I'm still gonna make content, don't get me wrong. And whenever I get the chance to buy parts, like I'm still gonna do it. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not going to overextend myself and I'm going to keep documenting just like I did way back in the day. Because back in the day, I was just whatever I could afford, I would buy it and then I would post it, right? So I think that's what you should do. So you say your dad was going to give you his GSX but didn't. But what does he think about you? What does he think about you now being older and still being into the Eclipse? Honestly, my dad's always been a huge fan. He's always supported the build, and he loves the car. Honestly, like he would always give me compliments on it, and he he knows how much passion I have for the car. He loves it. Like honestly, like I think he's like to an extent he's proud of the fact that I built it out right. So we have Chris in the chat. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, he has some pretty cool evos. The man, the myth. What's up, brother? Hope all is well. Likewise, Chris. Nice to see you on here. Jay Raya, back in the day, there wasn't Insta or even Facebook. There was car domain and local forums. So yeah, like DSM tuners, like the forums was the only way you could actually communicate with fellow DSM enthusiasts or going out to a fellow car meet, right? So like I showed in my old Instagram post, like I was going to like the DSM meets, LA DSM, SGV DSM, Inland DSM meets way back in the day. And that's how I met a lot of the local DSMers. So nowadays you could just post on Instagram, find everyone online. And yet the DSM community is still very small. So that's one thing I must tell you guys. Like it's a very small community. It's very tight niche. People are willing to help you. But it's like I said, it's just one of those platforms that you're going to genuinely going to have to invest. So you still a ricer, bro. I am. Bulletin boards. I used to go to Mitsubishi Owners Day. So I went from 2012 to 2018 way back in the day. But by the way, Miguel, my 3000 GT is running again after I went burned out shell. I brought it back from the dead. Congrats, man. I know you would always comment that it was down for a while. So let's see. Nostalgia. I agreed, man. Like we talked in the comment threads a week ago, these were the best time, man. Before social media blew up and we just built our cars with nothing but love. Like that's what I miss, man. Like how do I get that passion back? Because like I still feel passionate for the cars, don't get me wrong, like I love them, but is it because I'm older, or like is it because like the economy, or is it because like it's just not the same? But I want that feeling back. Not sure if that makes sense. So, yo, I brought an R34 GTR to McGuire's. I signed my name next to yours on the wall. Sick. I drive an Evo 9 MR and wanted to sign next to the 4G63 sticker, and because I'm a big fan of yours. That's what's up, man. And shout out to McGuire's. I'm actually wearing their shirts. One thing I must say about them as a brand, because I've worked with them in the past, like they're genuinely like really nice people. Like they're really welcoming, and like as far as like being a content creator or a quote unquote influencer, like you want brands like that. You want brands that relate to you, or just are enthusiasts themselves as well. So I'm a huge fan of them. They actually sent me a banner. I wanted to put it in the room, but I think it's too big. But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to McGuire's. Also, if you guys are interested in some DSM merch, I have merch for all the Mitsubishis. Check out the Race Legacy website, made by yours truly. Super comfy, great for the gym, and of course, you support the channel. So, I don't know how long I've been on the live, but I think I'm gonna hop on the Nintendo GameCube and kind of show you guys my Mitsubishi Eclipse from when I was little. So, let's check out the chat one more time. In 5 years, you will look at what you're doing today in the same way 2018 looks to you now. So you're saying basically I'm going to grow old and bitter. Hopefully not, man. Like I want to be, like I feel like I'm going to be passionate for cars, but it's like you kind of lose like that childlike feeling. I'm not sure if that makes sense. So we got Chris in the chat, the Bomb Evo. He has a super clean yellow Evo. I feel like I'm missing half the comments on here. So the super sweet feature was dope. What platform do you prefer to post on? YouTube all day, man. Like YouTube is king. Like long form will always be king because you're spending 15 to 20 minutes with someone versus 5 to 10 seconds on TikTok. Like it's just not the same relatability. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys that watch me for a while relate to me a lot better than a lot of the TikTokers that you see on social media, because like you guys know like my personality, what I like, what I don't like, my quirks, right? Like how I sound, like my mess ups. Like there's just so much that comes with YouTube, and if you want to make content, like YouTube I think is the hardest, but it's the most like fulfilling in regards to content. Like what I feel most passionate is YouTube, because I feel I'm able to be creative. Like that's what I like to mix. Like it's the cars and the creativity, and that's kind of where I'm able to shine, right? I'm not sure if that makes sense. Like sometimes I feel like I'm just like some random dude on the internet that's just screaming out random stuff. What's your favorite wheel setup on the Eclipse? Mine's I agree. T37s, man, all day. I watched that Miguel when I was younger. Honestly, dude, I look back at some videos and they were cringe. So that's one thing I must tell you guys. Like, you're going to be cringe in the beginning. You're going to look weird. You're going to like... But do it. It's worth it all day. I don't see myself ever stopping making content because it's just... I feel like I got the hang of it now. Like, I make content at my own pace. And like I said, I build at my own pace. So I'm not going anywhere. So how much do you think an Evo 9 is worth now? They're worth like 35 to 45,000 depending on condition, but yeah, they went up in price, but that also has to do with the inflation of the dollar and the fact that it's like you could buy less with you need more money to buy certain things, right? So it's better to buy like a used BMW for the price of what you're getting for an Evo, right? So there's too many comments on here. LOL at the GameCube. Saludos a Carros and Pics. What's up, man? I think my car is more built and faster than yours. That's fine, man. I'm not here to have a better car or anything like that. And honestly, you shouldn't be on the internet trying to tell people that your car's better in anywhere form. Like, build for yourself. So, Automotive Anatomy, is it too late to start making content on YouTube? No, man. I think now's the best time. I know you do. So, check out his channel. Jirai says, make your content for love, not profit. That's where most people fail. Agree, man. So, there was a time where I was trying to go full-time on YouTube. And I feel like that's when I was like the most miserable with it because like I saw it as a job, and once I realized that I was doing it for the wrong reasons, I reverted back to being just like documenting and authentic, and I found that passion back, right? So if you need to take a break, or if you find yourself doing it for the wrong reasons, then don't do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the YouTube. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted here. So talk about the nostalgia. So I'm gonna lower the volume on the game because I'm gonna get copyrighted. Hold up. So this was my old Nintendo GameCube. Here's the controller. Like, I haven't played video games pretty much since after high school. I got into cars, a much more expensive hobby, and I recently found it. So this was basically Miguel's like 8-year-old, 9-year-old. This is pretty much what I did for fun back in the day, right? So let's go ahead and check out my builds real quick. I'm gonna do like a race or two, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the live stream. So expect more, guys. Like, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna blow up on YouTube, but again, I'm not doing this for the views. Like, I'm here to just kind of like hop on the chat with the boys, build a community, and load profile. And just kind of give you guys different content. Like, I'm live. Like, there's no pause. There's no edits. Like, I'm just here. So let's go ahead and pull up the chat here. Okay, I need to take that off. Hold up. So go underground. Holy crap, guys. So I'm going to suck straight off the bat. I do want to apologize. I haven't played this game in forever. Like, I haven't really gone into practice with it. Like, I've just been too busy. But if we go hop on a chat, hop on a live stream, and just play video games for a little bit, bring back some nostalgia. Yeah, so this is my Mitsubishi Eclipse. Look at that. It was silver because I already knew I wanted a silver, and it was just a complete ricer. Hold up, let me go ahead, and there's audio options to where I can take off the music so I don't get copyrighted. So now I could actually erase it. So okay, let's race. This is my car back in the day, guys. Look at that. Body kit and everything. Yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is hard. Like, this is what I did for fun when I was a young kid. This is before the internet. I just wanted to have the fastest Eclipse in the game. I think I did beat all these games. So, I appreciate you guys hopping on the live, honestly. Like I said, I'm still learning how to do all this, but yeah. Do you guys prefer if I play video games, or do you guys just want me just talking straight to the camera? Because I mean, yeah, I suck at this. I need to get way better again. Holy crap! This game was actually kind of hard. Now looking back. Holy crap, guys. Wow. I'm getting gapped. And I think I did it on easy mode. This brings back so much nostalgia. And the songs on here are bangers. Like, they're bangers, but I can't play them because YouTube's gonna flag the video, so I think I'm just playing it. Oh, I made him crash. Yeah. I'm actually trying to win this. Hold up. It's 4 laps. I see the cars right here. I think we're lap 2. And then I'm gonna hop off the live. I'll check out your comments later. Yeah, this is actually a hard track. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning, guys. Let's go do something else. Hold up. Let me lower the volume because otherwise it's gonna leave underground mode. Quick race. Let's do some drag racing. Let me see. Does it play? Okay. So this is my Eclipse. Complete racer. But I kind of got it out of my system. This thing's sick. 4 stars. Alright. I gotta remember how to play this. Okay. I don't know how long I've been alive, but... Okay, I think you're supposed to shift that green. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Over rev. Bruh. I'm still winning, though. I can't shift. All over revs. I think for me, drag racing was probably like my favorite thing. Hell yeah. I won that. So sick. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm going to start playing Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm gonna start like a brand new story and then go through the blacklist with you guys, like through the lives. We'll just kind of hang out for like an hour and just play video games. Cause honestly, like besides like if it wasn't for like this, I don't really play video games. Like I don't really find the new video games like that. Let's go in hard mode, max. I don't really find video games that enticing anymore. Like I just don't find any. Like even video games back in the day, like I used to play back in high school, so I played like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. Like those were peak experiences for me. But when I was younger, I was playing, like I said, like Need for Speed Underground, Most Wanted, Need for Speed Carbon, and that to me was like the best. Alright, this is actually in hard mode with a bunch of traffic, so I'm actually gonna try to win this. Let me focus. Let me know in the... Oh shoot, I'm about to crash. Yeah. Let me know if you guys played this game. Am I the only one? Am I just getting older? Like, I'm not sure on the age demographic for you guys, but like, if you guys didn't play this when you were little, like, you didn't have a childhood, man. Especially if you're like a car guy. If you're able to actually find one nowadays, like, even if it's used, like, I would. I can't ship for crap, dude. Short shift. I think I'm gonna lose it. Bruh. I need to get better at this game. I feel like I used to be good. But I just need to get my skills back up. Some guy said, nah, this is peak gaming. I agree, man. This was best years of my life. This is embarrassing though, because I'm getting gapped. I can't shift, like I can't do the perfect shifts. Holy crap. Nope, nope. Dude. I need to win this. I'm very competitive, so like, this is ridiculous. Restart. I'm gonna do it one more time. And then I'm gonna hop off the chat. Ah, damn, I can't shift the crap. Dude. Alright, we're done here. I suck at that game. Alright. So yeah, this is pretty much the reason as to why I can't sell my Mitsubishi Eclipse, guys. Like, there's so many experiences, there's so many things I did with that thing, and it's honestly like you can't offer me anything that's gonna make me like want to sell it. So let me know in the comment section, would you sell your car like that? Would you sell your first project car? And I guess that's pretty much it for this live stream. I plan on making these once a week. And stay tuned for the following vlog that's coming out in this Thursday. So 2 more days. So thanks for watching.